Understand why you want to understand why the fuck black women can't be in their feminine energy? It's not because of niggas like him. It's because of niggas like y'all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a video that's circulating IG and TikTok where there's this guy that is literally going off on these black women because he reached out to touch one of the friends and she wouldn't let him. So he's literally standing there calling them nigga bitches in front of all these fucking people, including these 3 black men that's sitting here. How dare you sit there and allow this shit to happen? All 3 of y'all had to do was stand up. 3 of y'all would have even had to open y'all mouth because when he saw 3 black men stand up, he would have backed the fuck up. I don't give a damn if you are gay or straight. There is no reason why any male should stand back, allow another man to berate a female, call her out her name, make her feel less than, and you sit your ass on the sidelines like you ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna touch it. That ain't for me. It's so difficult not to be in our feminine energy because we know if something pops off, 9 times out of 10, we gotta stand up and be the man. I'm a female, and had I been in that situation, ain't no way in hell he would have been going off on her like that because I would have been all in his fucking face. Why do y'all do that? You want to understand why the fuck black women can't be in their feminine energy? It's not because of niggas like him. It's because of niggas like y'all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a video that's circulating IG and TikTok where there's this guy that is literally going off on these black women because he reached out to touch one of the friends and she wouldn't let him. So he's literally standing there calling them nigga bitches in front of all these fucking people, including these 3 black men that's sitting here. How dare you sit there and allow this shit to happen? All 3 of y'all had to do was stand up. 3 of y'all would have even had to open y'all mouth because when he saw 3 black men stand up, he would have backed the fuck up. I don't give a damn if you are gay or straight. There is no reason why any male should stand back, allow another man to berate a female, call her out her name, make her feel less than, and you sit your ass on the sidelines like you ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna touch it. That ain't for me. It's so difficult not to be in our feminine energy because we know if something pops off, 9 times out of 10, we gotta stand up and be the man. I'm a female, and had I been in that situation, ain't no way in hell he would have been going off on her like that because I would have been all in his fucking face. Why do y'all do that? You want...
And if you'd have did that, he'd have knocked your ass out too. You're gonna fuck around and get knocked out, and then you'll start seeing stars. Before I get started, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Mahabah Kakwadash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. Bahashem, meaning coming in the name, Ba means coming in, Ha means the, Shah means name, Rakah means spirit, Kwadash means holy. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to you sincere sisters that are listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah, and pretty much in this lesson is going to be titled as, we are not risking our lives behind you wicked women. We're not risking our lives for you wicked women. You know, something like that. Now, as you seen in the TikTok video, it was another carnal Jake woman. Okay, and these Negro women are the main ones. You know, yeah, you have, you know, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel of our women, right, which makes up the 12 tribes. The Israelite women, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indian women, right, you make up 12 tribes. Now, a majority of you women, you know, you women of today, y'all talk a lot of mess. Okay, you talk a lot of mess to the man. Okay, you talk a lot of mess to men in general, mainly the Israelite man. Y'all disrespect us. Y'all look down on us. Y'all treat us like crap. We don't make enough money. Y'all don't want to be with no man like us. We're broke niggas. You know, oh, we don't make enough. We're 9 to 5s. You know, I want to be with a man that's making 100K. Now, when you dealing with these other heathens, right? And that other heathen, he looked like he's a heathen, could be a Jake, not sure. But when you're dealing with these other nations, right, and they get ready to get bold on you, now you want this so-called Negro man to get involved in your situation. Get involved and stand up. Why they didn't stand up and get involved? You got to think. See, you women don't think. Them men that's sitting there that didn't stand up, that didn't protect them. They got wives. Some of them could have wives they trying to return home to. They got children that they got to return home to. These men probably working good jobs, making good money. They gonna throw away their whole fucking career, throw away their whole fucking life, being in prison or going to jail, or being killed, put to death, standing up for your ass. And you're gonna be going out the next day doing the same recycled shit that you did last week. Excuse my French. So you want men to stand up for you. They get shot, they get killed, or they get locked up in jail, all behind standing up for you. We're not doing that. This ain't the 1960s. This ain't the 50s. This ain't the 40s. This ain't the 70s. We're not doing that. We're in a whole different millennium, a whole different time period. Okay? We're not standing up for y'all. Y'all look down on us anyway. Y'all treat us like crap anyway. Now, when it's in a time of need of being protection, now you want the man to stand up. No, it don't work like that. We're not doing that, and ain't no man doing that. That's why they didn't get involved. Them men probably had children that they had to return home to. They got wives of their own that they got to return home to. See, us Negro men, we starting to, us so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indian men, all right, we're starting to think before we do shit because we understand and know, number one, we're in a white man society. So these fucking heathens, excuse my French, they can do anything. You can get charges, you can get locked up, you can get killed. Anything can happen to you. We got wives and children that we got to return home to. You want us to sacrifice our lives for you when you women don't even interested in us. Y'all talk to us like we crap. Y'all look down on us. Ain't no telling what them women said to that man, right? This is Proverbs 9:13. Slack here for the ramming. It says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. She is simple and knoweth nothing. See, a woman react off of emotions very quick. That's why you guys are the weaker vessel, as the scriptures mention. Because you guys snap off of emotions quick. A man can say something to you and you can just snap off of emotion real quick. Now that woman, I said in the beginning of my video, he'd have knocked you out and you'd have been seeing stars because that's what happened. Talking about, oh, I got up and I'd have told him about himself and he would have knocked you out too. He'd have punched you and knocked you out. Then you would have been on the floor. You'd have got knocked out. Then what you'd have did. Because that's what would have happened. That man was already aggravated as it was. So if you would have got up and put your 2 cents into it and stepped to his face and tried to check him, he'd have punched you in your face and knocked you out. Then you'd have been seeing stars. That's exactly what would have been happening to you. Then you expect them. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. A simple woman is foolish. And it says a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and know of nothing. We're not doing that. We got to use wisdom when we're out here. You want us to go out here and risk our lives, and we've been up in prison and jail. We're not doing that. Them men not doing that. The reason why those men probably didn't do that, again, they probably got wives and they got children that they got to go home to. They're not finna to put their life on the line because of you, because of some man talking to you crazy. Now you want them to stand up and to defend you. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, man. All right? Men in general are not doing that. This is 1 Corinthians 5:13. This is just a quick hit. I'm on a plantation. It says, and with all thy learn to be idle, it says, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers, right? Also in busy bodies, speaking things which ye ought not, right? And that's the thing with getting involved in other people's matters, right? We're not doing that. We're not going to go and play Captain Save-A-Hole. Brothers already said don't do that. You can wind up losing your life behind that. Going to play Captain Save-A-Hole to be defender and then wind up losing your life. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, man. And if you in that situation there, you women, this is what should have been done. You talking about those men should stand up and protect her? No. What you should have did was call the cops. Y'all call the cops on y'all baby daddies. Y'all call the cops on your husband. Y'all always let it call the cops. But since y'all like to call the cops on your husband, why don't you call the cops on him? Call the cops. You call the cops. Call the cops. That's what you do. You call the cops for that. Okay, he was touching you unappropriately, and you said no, and he cussed you out, and he called you the N-word or made threats. You call the cops. Don't get other men involved in it. Call the cops. Call the cops. That's what you do. You call the cops. Call the cops, man. You call the cops. Proverbs 7:11. It says, she is loud and stubborn. It says, her feet abideth not in her husband's house. These so-called black women are loud and stubborn. This is why a lot of us men are not dealing with you. Right, the scriptures say, I'd rather keep house with a dragon than to live with a house with a wicked woman. I'd rather keep house with a lion and a dragon than to live in a home, roughly paraphrasing, in a house with a wicked woman. It's a problem, and you so-called Negro women are a problem. You're a problem. You're a problem. You're a damn problem. Y'all always be on these social media platforms giving y'all opinions on how men should be doing this and men should be doing that, but y'all talk down on us. Y'all treat us like we crap out here. Y'all talk down on us. Y'all treat us like crap. Y'all say we work 9 to 5s. We're dusty men. We're dusty N-words. You know, we ain't nothing. We ain't this. We ain't that. I want a man that's working 100K. I don't want no man that working 9 to 5. I don't want a man that's boring. I want a man that's exciting. I want this. I want that. Right? But then when these men want to get ready to knock your teeth in, now those men that you was talking mess about, that they ain't work 9 to 5s and those are broke niggas and all that, right? Now you want those broke niggas to stand up and fight for you. We're not doing that. Call the cops. That's what you do. You call the cops. Anything happen to you out there, you so-called nigger woman, you women in general, you get into a situation like that, don't get other men involved. Call the cops. Call the cops. That's what you do. You call the cops. Call the cops. Proverbs 31:3. It says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And that's what we do. We don't give our strength to women. We don't. We don't give our strength to women. Okay, we don't do that. It can be a downfall. It can destroy you. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with cherishing your woman, right? But we're not giving our strength to them. We're not doing that. We're not giving our strength to y'all. We're not standing up and fighting for y'all. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because it's going to lead to us going to jail, getting prison time, getting locked up, or being put to death, getting killed, standing up. You don't know what that dude got. That dude could have a knife on him. What if them 3 dudes would have stand up to try to protect the woman? He pulls a knife out and stabs 2 of them. Them men can be dead. They probably got wives they got to return home to, children that they got to return home to. We're not getting involved in y'all mess no more. That's not our problem. You call the cops. That's what the justice system is for. That's what law enforcement for. You call the cops. You call the cops on your baby daddy. You call the cops on your husband when he do this. Y'all call the cops. So call the cops. What's wrong with that? Y'all call the cops on your husband and men. Why can't y'all call the cops on when a man is touching you the wrong way? Call the cops. Don't get other men involved in your situation. You call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops, man. Y'all call the cops on general of y'all baby daddies and husbands, right? Y'all do. Y'all call the cops. You get them locked up and all that. So what's the difference of that? Calling the cops. So that woman that said that in that video, she's going off. You call the cops for that. Because you talking about, oh, I'll get up and check him. Yeah, and what happens if he knock your teeth in and punch you out? Then what's going to happen? You stand up, and that's what happens to a lot of these women. Y'all get up there, y'all try to talk about cutting and checking somebody, and then that man wind up knocking you out. Then what you going to do? Then what you going to do? You're going to be unconscious with your teeth literally hanging out of your mouth. You ain't going to have no tooth for your 2 front teeth. Is going to get knocked out. That man was already aggravated as it was. So you standing up trying to put your 2 cents in it, you're putting your life in danger. That man could have probably knocked you the hell out. And that dude, like, he had some muscle to him. He was pretty built dude. Dude pretty freaking built. Like, he got at least about 17-inch arms. You know? Forearms the size of pie. He'd have knocked you out. Then when you missing teeth and you up there whistling with no damn teeth, no 2 fronts, because you put your 2 cents in, and that's the problem with a lot of women. They put their 2 cents in other people's situations and then wind up getting knocked out, and then people want to talk about, oh, he hit her. She got involved in something that didn't need to be necessary to get involved in. That's why those men didn't do that. Sirach 25:19. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of woman. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of woman. And that's why the scriptures say in Proverbs 9:13, it says, a foolish woman is clamorous, she's simple know of nothing. You women go off of points, off of your own feelings and emotions of how you would do things. And number one, you're not even in that moment. Number 2, even if you was in that moment, you did put your 2 cents in it, he'd have knocked you out. He'd have either choked your ass to sleep or he'd have knocked you the hell out. Because you're not thinking. That's why you call the cops. With that situation, you call the cops. It says, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of women. They're not ashamed in their wickedness. They want to get other men's lives involved. And those men they probably got kids that they got to go home to, wives that they got to go home to. They're not fit to get involved in that. Now, I don't blame those men for not standing up for those women. They don't even know those women. So you want them to get up and stand up and protect some women that they don't even know? And they probably got wives and children that they got to go home to? We're not doing that. We're not doing that, man. No man is doing that. And if you black women or any woman out there got an issue with what I'm saying in this video, y'all, again, call the cops. Y'all get into any type of situation with a man touching you or another, you call the cops. Y'all call the cops on y'all boyfriends and baby daddies all the time. What's different from being at that moment not calling the cops? Call the cops. So, hey, man, I had to do a lesson on that, man. This woman does not know what the hell she's talking about. We're not standing up here, putting our lives up on the line for some women that we do not know. We're not doing that. We're in the 21st century. This is not the 60s. It's not the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. We're not doing that. Nowadays, you do that shit, you facing time behind bars. They had to stand up to protect her and fought that dude. You don't know what that dude had on. He could have had a knife or anything. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. We're not standing up for y'all. We're not doing that. That's why a majority of us, man, is not even dealing with you women, because you so-called black women are a problem. This is why we're going overseas to get women. We're not dealing with you guys. You guys are a problem in this society. You guys are getting men killed. There's men that got killed standing up trying to protect y'all. They either went to jail, they either serving prison time right now behind that. Right now, you got dudes that did fight and stand up for a woman, went and killed a person for that woman, and is doing life behind bars, life, 25 years of life, probably 60 years in prison behind standing up for y'all. We're not doing that. So I'm gonna end it there with that. You know, I had to put my 2 cents on this. One of my relatives sent me this video. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a lesson on this. We're not standing up for y'all. We're not doing that. So again, the best thing to do in that situation, don't get mad at those men for not standing up. They got wives, they got children that they got to return home to. They got good paying jobs. They're not supposed to throw all that away for you women. When you get into a situation like that, you fucking call the cops. Excuse my French. You call the cops. That's what you do. Call the cops. You call the cops on your baby daddy and your husbands. You call the cops on that situation. Call the cops. So with that, I want to give all honors and glories and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Al-Shai, Bahashim Al-Kakodash. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. On to the next one. Shalom.